Now, what am I going to do with this little apple? I'm going to make an apple pie. I cut about 8 of these little tiny apples. Okay, but see, I cut them up, but I'm going to cut them up thinner now so that if you cut them up thinner, you won't have to cook them first before you, before you cook them because you have to wait and then you got to let it cook and get soft. But if you cut them a little bit thinner, you won't have to wait. You could just put them in the pie shell after you season them, and see how you cut them thin. You won't have to wait to cook them. You can just put them in the pie shell, and it'll be soft. You don't have to. It won't be like hard. A little bit lighter, a little bit larger if you like them a little crunchy. But if you cut them in thin, you can season them, put them in the pie crust. You won't have to cook it first because it's going to cook inside the oven. But if it's thick, you might have crunchy apples inside your pie. And so that's another procedure which I might show you later. But right here, this is quick and easy when you want to do something quick and don't have time to wait all day. I do simple and fast and quick for the people who have a lot to do and don't have a lot of time to spend in the kitchen. So this right here, see, I'm cutting them thin. That way when I make the apple pie, it won't be thick and they will cook and be tender inside the pie crust. See, that way you won't have crunchy apple pie. It'll be soft, delicious, and when them thin, the flavor can easily go through it. See how thin it is? The flavor can easily go through it. So this is for quick and easy so that it won't take a lot of time in the kitchen. I'm going to cut all of this up right here. Okay, now I have finished cutting up in these little thin slices. This is for people who like in college, got work to do, got a lot of kids. You want to go prime show, you got to watch a movie, and you don't want to be in the kitchen all day. When you cut them up small, they will cook quicker in an apple pie. I'm thinking an apple pie, but there's also a lot of ingredients that go with it if you want to make it good, though. So with the apples, you got the brown sugar and the sugar, like a little bit of brown sugar, 1/4. You got the cinnamon, nutmeg, the cornstarch, maybe like a teaspoon or something, maybe about a tablespoon of cornstarch, the butter, and because I'm trying to be quick, I have already made the dough. It's already made. I bought it prepackaged already. So I'm going to make an apple pie. So now that we mix all together, now we're going to mix the ingredients, like a teaspoon or something, like maybe 1/4, a little bit of nutmeg, not too much, because sometimes nutmeg can be overpowering. So put maybe like a teaspoon of cinnamon into the sugar, and maybe like a half a teaspoon or 1/4 of nutmeg, tablespoon of cornstarch, maybe like 3 tablespoon cut up of butter, cut up throughout your apples when you put them in the crust. So a little bit of salt, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon, and we're going to mix this in. I'm going to prepare it so that we can get it in the pan. Okay, so now I'm going to mix all the ingredients together, and it'll take a few seconds because I'm going to just pause it and then mix together, and then we're going to come right back. I'm going to wait, it'll be a second. Now that I've mixed all of the ingredients, the nutmeg, the cinnamon, the salt, I'm going to also mix a tablespoon of cornstarch to make it a little thick when it's cooking. I'm going to kind of stir it up in there because I'm going to pour all of this over, because this is to make it quick. I could go and cook it, but it's going to take you longer. So this is to make it for people who want something, but they don't have the time. So I'm doing shortcuts. I put like a tablespoon and a half in here. I'm going to mix it with this because I am going to pour this over the apples. And while it's in the oven, it's going to be cooking, and it's going to be mixing and thickening all this on. This is the shortcut. So for all you busy people, you still can cook, and just know Thanksgiving is coming up too. So now I'm going to pour this over here. Okay, I mixed all the ingredients, the sugar, all ingredients. You can see it's already making its juice. You see that right there? So when they cook, the cornstarch in there, it's going to thicken it up. Okay, see how the sugar and stuff already making its juice? I put it and mixed it up in there. Now we're going to put it in the pie crust. Wow, it's only been like 5 minutes. I got the pie crust prepared. You see how it's making its juice already? So we're going to pour this into the pie shell. You see? Okay. Now we pour it into the pie shell. And we also have already made crust for the top also. Let's get this in the pie shell. We also have already made pie crust for the top also. So now that I got it in the pan, I'm going to put the pie crust on top of it. So then we're going to pop it in the oven. So the pie crust shell is already made. So that's what's making it quick. That's what makes it quick and easy so you can hurry and get back to what you're doing. And so I'm going to put the pie crust, the topping on it, the pie crust on top of it. Now, let's not forget the butter. I dotted the butter all through it. It's cut up like maybe like 2 tablespoons and little bitty cuts all through the, I put it all through the pie so they can have buttery flavor all through the pie crust. And then now we're going to put the pie crust on top. Now, this is for if you're in a hurry and you don't want to cut, you don't have time to cut all those strips and make this checkerboard on top. You could just put the pie crust on top and seal it. So now let's put the pie crust on top. This is that we have a lot to do and we got a lot to cook, or, we just, have to get to work, get to school, or just want time to watch that movie. You could just do it really quick. And let's put the pie crust on top now. Now, once you just got the pie crust on top, laid on top, you could just pinch the edges, pinch the edges to seal it in, and you could cut like little holes in it to make it look better and some of the steam to escape. And just take your knife, just cut a little slit, make a little design or something. See how that butter up under there? Okay. You see how you got the little slit and stuff to make it. Look, because you don't have time to put all of this crisscross on there, so you could just take the crust and put little designs on it, pinch it on the side, and then now we're going to pop it in the oven. This is apple pie. We're going to pop it in the oven. See, now you see how the bread edges are browning before the center get brown? You want to line them with aluminum foil. Should be ready in about 10 minutes. It's been cooking 10 minutes already. See how you put the foil around the edges? It keeps the pie edges from burning while the middle is still cooking. It's still got about 15 minutes more for this pie to cook. Okay, it's the apple pie. So the foil is going to keep the edges from burning while this is continued to cook. So this apple pie is going to be good.